So practice A for section 1.3. We're going to look at numbers 7 through 14 on this one. So for number 7, it doesn't use the information from the top. This is completely separate, this number 7. It's telling you that line CD is going to bisect segment AB at point C. Find the distance from A to C if the distance from A to B is 56. Well, there's no visual here, so probably the best thing you could do is create one. We need a line that's going to bisect a segment. And that's kind of what you had up here. You had a line bisecting a segment. So it's really not that tough to kind of cook up your own example. Okay, so here's my line CD, and it's going to bisect segment AB at point C. Oh goodness, I put C in 2 different places. Well, that happens, so I'm not going to erase this or redo the video. Just I'm going to name that point C, and then this point over here can just be something else. And it doesn't matter what you name it. This is still line CD if I use that as C. Okay, so sometimes that kind of thing happens. Just adjust. It's not the end of the world. Find the distance from A to C if you know the distance from A to B is 56. Well, if this line is bisecting this segment, then these pieces here are the same. And you know the whole thing is 56, it told you. So if the whole thing's 56, what is half of it? So 56 divided by 2 will give you 28. Number 8, same situation. So you could draw yourself a new diagram if you want. Point W is going to bisect segment UV. So I'll draw segment UV. We'll see how this works out this time. Point W is going to bisect it, so that means this segment and this segment are the same length. Find the distance from U to V, that's the whole thing, if W to V, that's half of it, is 11 1/8. And again, you got fractions there with that mixed number, so no, it's not your favorite. This other segment is 11 1/8. What's the whole thing? U to V. You're just going to add 11 1/8 with itself. So 11 plus 11 is 22. 1/8 plus 1/8 gives you 1/4. If you're not sure about that, 1/8 plus 1/8 is 2/8, right? You got one of these, one of those. They're both eighths. 1/8, 1/8. You get 2/8. 2/8 reduces to 1/4. Okay, now we're going back to diagrams. In each diagram, they tell you that M is the midpoint. So immediately that makes this problem easy because now you know that these two little segments have the same length in all of the problems. So that's important info, and if you're not aware of that, then this problem's going to look really difficult. Find the indicated length. Okay, so that's another challenge. They're going to tell you, they're going to ask you for a different length each time. Maybe it's the little piece, maybe it's the big piece. You're not sure. Okay, so I think I'll probably go over maybe an easy one and maybe a tougher one. And then if you guys need any extra assistance with these, don't be afraid to ask. I can help you. But this will eat up a lot of time if I do every single one of them. Okay, we'll do number 9 because it's a simple one. If M is the midpoint, then these lengths are the same. So even though I don't know what X is, I know that these lengths are equal. So I'm going to write an equation. 3x equals x plus 6. Whatever this is, it has to equal that. Whatever this is, it has to equal that. Now, I wrote it as 3x equals x plus 6 for a reason. When I go to solve an equation, I like my x's on the left, and I think you probably do too. So if you put the biggest coefficient of x on the left side, you're going to set yourself up for it to be that way when you're done. So if we subtract x from both sides, we're going to be left with 2x equals 6, which is a simple equation. 2 times what gives you 6? Kind of tight on space, so obviously you are going to be 2. I'm just kind of showing the work right here. My mystery number is 3. Now, don't just stop here. That's not your answer. They want you to find the distance from point x to m. This is not the point x. This is our variable value, x. So if our unknown number is 3, then we can find how far it is from point x to point m. It's 3, just sub in here, 3 plus 6. That's your answer. And you can write it like that, that's acceptable. Let's try a different one where maybe you have variables with different coefficients on both sides. I don't know, something like number 13 might be nice. Okay, same situation. You have 2 lengths. You don't know what they are, but you know they're equal. So set them equal. I'm going to write the work out over here. 11x minus 21. I don't know what that is, but I know it's the same as whatever 8x plus 15 is. Now, again, notice how I put the biggest coefficient of x on the left. That way when I move my stuff around, I'm going to get my x on the left. Okay, so subtract 8x from both sides. Get 3x by itself. Add 21 to both sides. Three times a number gives you 36. Divide both sides by 3. So your x value for this number, what did I say it was? Did I say it was number 11? I don't remember. This is number 13 though. If I said number 11, I don't recall. This x value is 12. So everywhere you see an x, you should put a 12 in. Okay, so 8 times 12 plus 15. That's a pretty big number. That's probably bigger than I want to just kind of do in my head right now, so I am going to get my calculator out. This other side, it's going to be a big number as well, and the nice thing about it is when I type it into my calculator, it better be the same number as this one. Otherwise, I messed up. So it's a really good way to check your work. We're going to do 11 times 12 and subtract 21. Okay, so grab your calculator. Sorry about that. We want 11 times 12 minus 21. Guys, you can type it in just like that. So it tells us that this length is 111. Let's find this length. 8 times 12 plus 15 gives you the same number, and it better. If it didn't, again, you would be wrong. Okay, now this is a little more manageable now. How far is it from L to N? It's these two little lengths added together. So what's 111 plus 111? Be 222. That's your answer. Obviously, you need to show your work to show that x is 12, the missing number, but the segment length is 222. Okay. These other ones, if you're not sure what the answers are, you can ask me. I'll tell you what they are. Just make sure you show your work in your pictures. Thanks.